Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Completithon 2025. This is day 2, starting us off strong. Coming up next is AEROMACHINA test flight. But first, I want to remind you all that Completithon 2025 is raising money all week for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. So if you get those donations in, exclamation point, donate to any incentive all week, or just if you feel like donating, but please put it towards an incentive if there's one open. We love that. Then all of that money is going to the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. Thank you so much all for tuning in for the start of day 2. We've got a bunch of incredible runs all day coming up for you, so make sure you stick around. Also, speaking of incentives, last night we already met our milestone incentive to see the extra cut content for AEROMACHINA test flight, which is absolutely awesome. So I wanted to remind you all that we do have a bid war that'll be going on throughout the course of the run for retro versus modern graphics. If you get your donations in and put it towards retro or modern for which one you want to see, shovelclaws is going to change it on the spot. So before we go into this run, as a reminder, it's not a super long run, so if you want to see those graphics changed, now is the time to get your donations in. All right, everyone, let's kick this off strong. I'm going to pass this over now to shovelclaws with AEROMACHINA test flight.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for the introduction, Beth. Good morning. Hope you're all doing well. My name is shovelclaws, and this is AEROMACHINA test flight. Usually this is where I would talk about what this game is, but instead I'm joined by a very special guest who will take the mantle on that. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So hi Claus, hi Completithon. My name's Zenny. I'm the lead developer of AEROMACHINA test flight. And this is the alpha demo for our Metroidvania platformer. It's kind of like a self-contained game. It's got unique content. You can kind of imagine it if you play Metal Gear. It's kind of like Ground Zeroes. It's like, you know, self-contained campaign. You play as Bogey. He's an android fighter jet, and as you'll soon see, he can move pretty fast.
He sure can. This game is really, really cool. Just out the gate, super stoked to have it accepted because this game is super sick. The whole way through, it's just cool movement.
I think this is Bogey's first marathon.
Wow, oh my god, I'm honored. But we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Zenny, one, thank you so much for joining me as a dev. Kind of wild. We're mutuals on Blue Sky, so I was like, yeah, why not? Also, we do have that bid war that will go throughout the run. Right now, Modern's in the lead. If you want to see what retro is like, I'll change these 2 sliders. Or you can not, but please do. I really like the retro look of this game, I'll say. So, it's pretty cool.
And we have to change that on the fly,
yeah,
too.
On the fly, I get it, haha. But yeah, we will change it in real time, and you'll ruin my life, basically. But I think with that, Zenny, I'm ready to go. You want to give me a countdown?
Oh, do I ever? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So we are going to load into our virtual test environment. This game's story is pretty basic. Bogey is basically in training and is going to go through this virtual test environment to get acquainted with his moveset. Right out the gate, we're gonna start in this first room and enter this little secret hallway and immediately leave it for reasons that we'll talk about later. It is 100% after all. For Bogey's movement, we start out very weak, but very quickly this run gets kind of out of hand. He can do this little dash that you can b-hop through. You can see on the left there is a velocity meter, which will tell us how fast we're going. So you got a ledge grab there, buddy. And then additionally, you'll see me occasionally do these attack strings early on in order to get across big gaps, kind of like this. As long as Bogey decides to ledge grab, we will be fine. That'll get us our first item, a key, to immediately open that door. Impressive stuff. The early game of this game is a little bit slow, but it only lasts a few minutes. The basic movement is more than enough to get through this run. But really, with our first major upgrade, we will see things kick off, and we'll get that in about 20 seconds, I would say.
Oop.
Bogey's thirsty. Alright.
It happened during practice as well.
Yeah,
That
so...
pool's cursed.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. The only thing blocking us from our next, our first big upgrade is this small combat sequence I'm getting in the ringer already. They unfortunately got one shot off, and then everything has gone wrong because they started moving around. You see, you want to kill enemies before they move, preferably, but it's fine. Take the little elevator up, and then we will be at Vario Wings, the first upgrade of the run. The variable sweep wings allow you to glide in mid-air. He is a plane, after all.
Yeah, all the item names in the game are very cheeky, like aviation references. Of course, the Vario Wings are a reference to Metroid, the Varia suit, but the wings themselves are kind of a reference to like the F-14 Tomcat's variable sweep wings.
We have a professional here on the mic, of course.
Professional
you gotta
nerd.
be one to make a game about planes. But yeah, the variable sweep wings allow us to glide, and we basically just trade off height for speed. You can see as I decrease in altitude, that meter on the right, we will gain velocity. And this is really good, specifically because of a mechanic I haven't talked about. That little engine temperature thing on the right of Bogey is kind of your limiter, basically. As your temperature goes up, you won't be able to do moves anymore. So the stash takes 40 of our temperature. Once we hit 100%, we're locked out of doing any new moves. So we have to very carefully balance our resources throughout the run. Particularly when we get a certain upgrade that's in about a minute and a half, give or take. A little skip there to skip that big rune. There's just a gap right underneath the metal grate there, and that'll get us our next upgrade. Yeah, it's a little cheeky, little fun. That'll get us our next upgrade, the Gear Greaves. The Gear Greaves allow us to stomp.
Claws.
Oh god. It's the
you gotta change those graphics.
Okay, I see. We're going retro.
It begins.
You know what? This game has really cool retro effects, because it literally, like, imitates the vertex sampling of the PS1. It's so sick. Our vertex snapping. It's actually so dope. And also, we're really pixelated now. I could turn down the resolution scale, so if retro is, like, really in the lead, then we can change that. But the Gear Greaves allow us to do a stomp, which allows us to break certain things or activate certain mechanics. And as we're exiting this little room, we will have this weird unknown signal come through our transmission box. And we have to go investigate it, which brings us to probably the biggest skip in this run. We'll see if I hit it first try. I don't know why I hit that, but you know what? Better safe than sorry, I suppose.
Don't forget the actual safety strat before
yeah.
boss.
I will take another quick save before we do the strat. But
We discovered a new soft lock while we were in practice the other day.
Yeah, that was interesting. But
Complete edge case, but it's yeah.
And like a good dev, Zenny fixed it immediately right away, no questions asked. Anyways. I'm gonna just climb this because I don't feel like dealing with the weird jump under. Alright. So, once we enter this room called the hangar, we will have this little moving platform on the side, and this is where it gets hard for me. So, Zenny, you wanna explain what's going on?
Yep. Okay, so this is a really cool strat. So Claus is currently trying to break out of bounds to get to the Afterburner unlock. That's normally a secret endgame unlock, and so as you can see, the game normally resets Bogey when it detects him being squished by the elevator, but what Claus is aiming for is the wheels specifically. They don't get counted in the detection. So that will eventually allow Claus to force Bogey out of the level, and that's what we want to get down to like the secret basement where the Afterburner is. There's just a lot of moving parts that are about to happen, so you guys just gotta like appreciate this.
This trick is very hard and quite inconsistent as well. So, you know, all good. It's gonna take a little bit. It's very rare to hit this first try, or even like second, third try. You can see me also stalling in midair using these attacks to kind of stall myself and be pushed up against the wheel flush. Lucky. All good. If this doesn't work, I will probably reload my save to get my health back in a few attempts. I'm also locking onto this out of bounds, or this little switch through the wall. This just helps set up the camera a little bit easier, but this is like the most important skip in the game, bar none. It's like not even close.
Yeah, this looks like we're losing time, but like the time that you make up for it instead, it doesn't matter. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
The afterburner is such a like overpowered unlock, and that's why we made it. You know, traditionally it's like a final upgrade that you can only get if you are like a completionist. And yeah, so we're just gonna casually grab it like at the start of the run.
I have to reload now because my health is too low to continue. This is why we safety saved though. But it's all good. Spep, while I'm hitting this out of bounds, I think we have some time for one quick message if you have any.
Absolutely. I would love to give a shout out to the donation that made this pixely goodness here. A $25 donation to the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund from BarkScript, who just said, Dev here, let's see those pixels.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having what I believe is the correct opinion.
Yeah, that's right.
Shoutouts to Bark, one of the three developers of this game. The other one being our good friend Cave Lighter.
Oh yeah. Thank you for your donation.
Important thing to mention here, whenever Bogey's standing safely on the ground for long enough, the game will record his position and respawn there whenever he falls into a death pit. By avoiding ground contact down here in the basement with movement and mud spikes, the ground pounds, Claws is keeping Bogey's last safe position by the elevator upstairs in order to prevent a soft lock down here.
I got it anyways. That was too low. That's all good.
It was so close.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I didn't have enough height going onto the HP. There you saw the idea of this skip, at least, where we're going to clip through the ground to get to this secret area that's below this. Okay, first try right there again. That's nice. I appreciate that.
I guess we got time for another message if we have one.
Actually, let me hit this first, and then we'll be fine. I haven't missed that movement in specific in a long time. It was kind of...
It's marathon luck, you know how it is.
Yeah, what? Actually, we have to do it again. Well, that's an interesting way to miss that. I thought
it's okay, we really want to show off this cool strat.
Yeah. I low-key thought I was touching the ground, I'm not gonna lie. We'll see. You know, at worst, this is half of the trick done, so I don't have to go grab that HP module again. That HP module is actually a little bit scary. So it can be a little bit tough. I'm gonna save and then quit out again. I get weird luck with this game. This trick seems to work way better on first load than it does second or third load. Or second or third try, rather. So, like, if it's the first time the platform is moving when you're there, it seems to work a little bit better. This is all complete pseudoscience, frankly. We have tried so much to figure out a consistent setup for this, but all good. Right. Now we're out of bounds. We don't have to grab the HP there, so I'm just gonna fly right to our trophy, should we say, maybe this time. Afterburner here. Afterburner is a really sick upgrade, that allows us to go very fast. Fun fact about that ground pound also, it doesn't set your respawn point, so I can do it to get into the water more safely. And we're free, thank god! Woohoo!
Yeah. Please clap.
Yeah, that is definitely some marathon luck getting it 3 minutes later, but it's fine. That is by far the scariest part of this game, so now that it's over, this game gets fast very quickly, because as you can tell, I am now just going 70 miles per hour in a 20. I should not be having this upgrade, frankly. So Afterburner is a really fun upgrade. We're also gonna get our next upgrade, the rotary wing blade. Don't worry about it, it's a double jump, who cares? Because Afterburner is the real star of this this run. Essentially, Afterburner just allows you to trade ancient temperature for speed. So kind of like a evil reverse B-hop. Try to go for that without charging Afterburner. There we go. It's opened so many opportunities and also allows a lot of really ridiculous movement strats. And hit that little crane there for later on when we have to come back to floor 2. Floor 2 is where the run really starts. You have to come up here for an item called the signal decryptor that we'll get in a little bit. Just a required upgrade to beat the game. But first, I'm going to use Afterburner, weave really nicely in and out here to get this whole piece. And then as soon as I grab this, I'm going to dip into the water once again, stay hydrated, etc., etc. Other jokes that you can find inside of a tiny book of jokes. To very quickly death warp back to our next upgrade here, the vertical stabilizer. The vertical stabilizer is essentially a triple jump, but this time you have to trade off a little bit of ancient temperature to do it, so you'll see that before I do that jump, I have to... my ancient temperature will spike up. And then, small skip here. I guess this skip is actually pretty big, thinking about it, because otherwise we'd have to get another major upgrade. But it can be a little bit finicky. Bogey is not... he ain't got the arms like that, apparently, anymore.
He's a little stubby.
He's our short king, though, that's okay. And this will take us to the signal decryptor. This is required to beat the game. It essentially will, when you get close to certain parts of the level geometry, give you a signal to decrypt, and by that we mean press the up button on the D-pad, and that'll just do certain things in the world. We use it later on to get an upgrade as well. I'm gonna go by HP here. And fall into a bit. Nice. After grabbing it, we do have this short combat sequence that is fairly easy to optimize, but during this I think we have time for another message from Spec, if we have any.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to remind everyone, since this is the very first run of the day, and we have some developers in chat and hanging out with us, and we really appreciate you being here with us, that Completithon 2025 is raising funds for the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. In 2014, Girls Make Games was founded in order to provide girls with the space and resources to explore the world of gaming and help them pursue careers in game development. Girls Make Games has helped their alumni go on to graduate high school, college, and onto jobs in the gaming industry and wider STEAM fields. With help through your donations, the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund will give women and girls the support they need to reach their fullest potential. So
fine.
if you get your donations in, it's okay. It'll be fine. This run is fine.
Everything's chill. You're gonna just give me all of the upgrades that I had, and I'm going to say this is it's a little bit of a iffy run. I did not realize I was such low HP going into that third section. That's chill.
No, listen, the donations saved the run. They donated towards the cut content.
True. That is true. I would not be in the build of the game that I am right now without the donations, actually, because this is the build I'm playing on in this game right now is a cut content build that essentially has this debug menu that allows me to give me all the upgrades that I am missing now. I literally was like, ooh, I should save before going into this fight, and then I forgot to do it. That's funny. Ah, well. This game...
These things happen.
Yeah, this game is also particularly pretty hard. Between the Afterburner clip existing, frankly, and the rest of this run being really demanding with its movement, it's pretty taxing, all things considered. So this is gaming over is what happens, and when you're trying to go fast, you don't get save points. So all good though. I am going to get all these upgrades later. Don't worry about it. Realistically, this is basically DNFing, unfortunately. So it's all good. We're gonna continue from where we were in the route. After getting the signal decryptor in that room there, and getting out of that combat sequence, we will go to our first of a few... I don't have the signal decryptor. Girl, do the bosses not spawn in until you get it? What? We're finding out things.
Okay, so this is something that I'm going to have to explain because this is a dev problem. That is it only works on loading the game after like turning it on and saving. Just because of the way the decryptor works and sets flags in the game state. Yeah, that's why we never made, the cheat codes kind of like accessible in the public version, because, we never bothered fixing stuff like that. Because we didn't have to.
I'm revealing all your secrets. I see. Oh, that's really
It's all
funny.
coming to light. All the dirty laundry's coming out.
This is just more time for people to play with, or to get me to play with modern graphics. Don't worry about it.
Exactly.
I do also really like how this game looks modern, with modern graphics, so... It looks good either way. We'll do this combat sequence real fast. I'll show you how to actually do it. All good.
Yeah, the Crimson mini tank that took you out last time does like a brutal amount of damage, like something like 500 damage with its tank shell. Like it's nasty. But the difference is like the projectile is like gigantic and extremely slow, so it's supposed to like really telegraph like, oh, you do not want to touch this thing, and it's very easy to avoid. But when you're going fast, you sometimes don't notice these things.
I unfortunately also attacked the wrong tank. You do usually attack the Crimson tank first, but it's
bye.
See, that guy hits a lot smaller, huh?
Yeah, we can face tank that.
Face tank it. Is there anything, chat? Expect? Okay, I heard.
This is a +2 chat.
Yeah, thank you. That's the... I don't get those very often in my chat. On my stream... Actually, this is something you don't know, saying that. On my stream, I have channel point redeems that are like +2 and next bit. And people exclusively use +2, or exclusively use next bit. And so, it's all coming together. Anyways, we're on to our next boss. This is a vibes-based run now. This is Excalibur. Excalibur is this little beetle guy, except he's big now. He's a fairly straightforward boss fight. Boom! This kind of starts the mini boss rush. We kind of throw in a bunch of upgrades in between them anyways. Because in order to get Afterburner, and this is traditionally what you do in the game, you have to defeat 3 bosses, and we will be defeating them all at variable points in the run. Also, small tech here, when you bump into a wall, fun fact, you can use vertical stabilizer twice, and so we can quadruple jump. Kind of. With an asterisk.
Blew my mind when you showed me that.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
It is really funny. I used to intentionally take a death, and then I learned recently that you can just bump into the wall, and it works still. It's really cool. I see Bark being like, what? Ow. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. We figure these things out, I suppose. Going into our next boss fight, this is where Zenny, you got your work cut out for you.
Oh yes. So this is the second of the 3 like trio of like micro bosses. This is Wasp Queen. She's sort of like a filter in the demo, despite like everything else so far kind of showing its difficulty. But what's special about Wasp Queen is she has a very evasive pattern, and obviously the platforms are very tricky to navigate. But as you can see, Claws can quick kill her with a difficult onslaught of like these constant mud spikes and melee combos that are at a low enough altitude that she doesn't get enough time to recover from it.
Yeah, it's a quite easy, or quite difficult quick kill to pull off, but if you have some good positioning, you can very easily make it work. Alright. Now we're going into a little bit of cleanup. Like we mentioned, this big facility is split into 3 floors. We've already explored all of floor all of floor 0, I guess -1, the basement, and some of floor 2. But we didn't have any of our upgrades when we came to floor 1 for the first time, so we're gonna be exploring all floor 1 now, and thankfully we get a lot of upgrades that make this run quite a bit easier. This is the point where it's like, oh, your run cannot die anymore, unless you mess up the final boss fight, which the final boss fight in a speedrun setting usually isn't that bad. So this is kind of your safety point, thankfully. So I think while we're grabbing this, we have some more time, Speth, for any messages. Frankly, I want to see some donations for Retro. My favorite option in any bid war is whatever's losing at whatever given time. I'm a contrarian, so have at it.
Yeah, that's a really great reminder to everyone that you only have about 10 or less minutes left in this run to get your donations in for that bid war if you want to see some modern graphics again, or if we want to, I think you had mentioned doubling down on the retro with the resolution.
I can turn down the resolution scale to 25 and it looks like I'm playing on a CRT.
So if you want to see playing on a CRT, I think if we get one more donation to retro of any amount, I think that would do it and push us over the top, and we'll get to see some CRT action. So this is the time. You have until the end of the run to see that.
Yeah, that sounds good. So we're the few upgrades we are picking up here are mostly engine coolers, which allow us to do more things. It just takes our engine temperature goes up less. And then we have HP, obviously. And also ammo canisters. I bombed there? That's crazy. That's frankly absurd.
That's never happened before.
Yeah, no, that's definitely happened before. I'm just mad about it. But we have engine coolers, which make my life easier because movement becomes easier. And then we have HP and ammo canisters.
Yeah, both
HP
really
is
putting the cart
useful,
before
ammo
the horse.
canisters are not. We don't have a gun yet. We haven't figured out the whole gun thing in the game right now. Yeah, a little bit. But you know what? That's chill. We're gonna grab. Yeah, you get it eventually. Just this speedrun route is really funky. So also for context as to what we were doing earlier and what we're doing here.
Such a good
Usually you're supposed to have an upgrade that's called the Master Arm in order to hit those little switches from afar. But we don't grab it until much later in this run, and you'll see why very shortly. 2 small skips in this room. One is just flying across, and then the other is getting up through this hallway without having to go around. Going around is really slow. And then we squeeze ourselves through a laser. Sorry, Bogey. I'm sure that will hurt, but all good. He heals up right after because of the whole piece. It's totally fine. Now we're getting into a little bit of dangerous territory, if you will. This is, well, first we're gonna get a HP piece up here. Ooh. And then after this, we will get into the Oculaser and the Master Arm, which, this is essentially just a little mini-boss fight. If we skip this cutscene fast enough, we can actually keep some of our speed. Fun fact. Ow.
Lasers, however, remove the speed.
Yeah, that's true. If I hit a laser, I do just fade, get owned a little bit. I overheated. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna do something. No!
Oh.
I really thought that would work, Loki. Oh, it worked! I've never done that back up in my life, but we're skipping some of the combat there, and that gate doesn't open until you kill all the guys.
Like we said, it's a vibes-based
Usually we fly over it with the afterburner, but I did not manage my engine temperature at all going into this room, so... but now we have the Master
Bogey's
Arm.
toolkit is intentionally very expressive, so you can kind of just improvise all the time, even as a casual player.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's part of what makes this game really fun to speedrun. I'm getting stunlocked? Alright, we're fine. The Master Arm is a gun. We figured out the whole gun thing, thankfully. And that allows us to shoot switches from far and also enter into this little boss fight. I don't know why I didn't skip that cutscene. Fun fact, you can skip cutscenes in this game. Little known tidbits. There we go. And grab this little key card before heading on out. This is the wrong way. I looked at my map this time before... No, that was the right way. Never mind. I was a genius, and then I second-guessed myself. Smash. Alright. And that is the final major upgrade of this run. We only have a little bit more cleanup to do before we get into our final boss. One of the things we have to do next is fight a certain King Tiger. Probably one of the easier boss fights in the game, but can absolutely nuke you with some of his attacks. That you'll hopefully not see, because we also have a stun lock on him, but, you know, we'll find out together, why not? So, one thing that the Gear Greaves allow you to do is do this little pick up. We mentioned it some during Watch Point, but it's really useful against King Tiger. So all I'm doing is 3 attacks, and then picking him up. I'm trying to delay my first attack before he touches the ground. I don't want to be too airborne, otherwise I won't be able to do this upwards attack. Now I'll just shoot him. That's the attack that can nuke you.
I wonder if we're gonna get to see that.
Yeah. Just dodge everything though, and it'll be fine.
Hey, Claus, we had a $10 donation come in for some more retro.
Oh god, I don't
Our
know.
script and says, crunch those pixels.
Yeah.
Can we at least see it? If it makes it impossible, you have all permission to go back.
No, this is fine. I can play this.
It looks like Vaseline on Discord. It's so blurry.
Yeah, no, this is what you donated for, by the way. I'm playing on a 30-year-old monitor now. Thank you all. Thank you for the donation. I'm glad you...
The authentic PS1 experience.
Yeah, exactly. I hope this was worth it. Alright. So, we only have a few more upgrades to get. Asterisk, of course, given the death earlier, but... I'm in combat with this guy. Hold on, I need to take this guy out real fast. So entering this room, again, we try not to enter combat, because otherwise we have to kill the guy that we enter combat with, before we can activate the signal decryptor. The signal decryptor here will put us into this cutscene where this big secret door opens, and this is the part at which you're supposed to get Afterburner. What we're gonna do is enter and then leave. We already have Afterburner, dude, so let's cut it out. And then this is our final upgrade of the run, the whole piece here, up in the window. And this is literally just routed here because there's nowhere else that's convenient to go do it. It's kind of funny. Alright. And I'm gonna do one last safety save before our good friend here, Bandit. Bandit is the main antagonist of Test Flight in specific. He's quite easy when you're fully kitted out, but he puts you in the ringer casually for sure. Zenny, if you want to talk about this fight some while I focus, feel free.
Oh, sure. So we can kind of like skip through all the story in the demo, but basically like this whole like demo is like Bogey's training simulator, and Bandit here is a like rival AEROMACHINA who has like had someone hack him into his training so that he can kind of like test him for himself, and now you're kind of like fighting him on the edge of the simulation. So he's got kind of like a Vulcan Raven thing going on. He's got like the big like A10 gun. He's obviously based off of the A10 Warthog, so that's kind of like a joke there. Like he's a pig. He's also got some other attacks and patterns throughout the fight. He'll switch to like missiles, and he likes to fly around and do different gun patterns. And he's also got a final like last ditch thing we'll see at the end as well.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun writing for him too. he's got kind of like a southern twang going on. But he's kind of got like himbo energy too.
This is like low-key my favorite character in the game. He's awesome. I gotta rock him.
I love to hear that.
The only real speedrun strat other than dealing fast damage is what I just did there. I actually use Afterburner to stun him out of the air when he's flying around, and that allows us to very easily, without wasting too much ammo, get him out of the air. Unfortunately, I did have to do it there because I ran out of ammo because the first few attacks went weird, but all good. This is his frenzy attack. He will send a nuke into one of the corners, and it just so happened to be the corner I was standing in, so we're gonna retreat away from that. We really just use this frenzy attack to refill on ammo and on HP. Because otherwise we'd be doing a whole lot of nothing, and might as well get more ammo to use for him. When he takes off like this, all we have to do is deal enough damage. In theory, I could Afterburn there, but I'm not going to. He's already fairly low. Okay, I think we'll Afterburn. Boom! There's been a plane crash. Oh, also, get up ready on time, by the way. It'll come up once the screen starts fading to black after defeating Bandit. And there we go. That is time. We skipped the last cutscene. That'll be it. Boom! And that was AEROMACHINA test flight, kind of. A little bit. Asterisk next to that in percentage, for sure. But all good. You got to see most of the game in a way that is usually not speedrun.
Yeah, casual run is like completely like it's basically like Inside Out, like it's completely different.
You literally do this game like in reverse. It's kind of awesome. It's a really sick speedrun because of that. Like the entire casual playthrough is like, how do I get here with the stuff I have right now? Because it's a Metroidvania. In a speedrun, you just get Afterburner immediately and boom. Yeah. So I think we're gonna go ahead and get right into the cut content showcase. I'll spend too much time here in the credits. Ignore that percentage. I promise I did everything. Whoa, that's a PP! No, it isn't. Alright. So the version of the game we're playing on, and I'll turn off the CRT mode for this in specific. The version of the game that we're playing on currently is a special little version of the game given to me by Zenny, thank you, that you can go grab on the Meteor Magic Games Patreon if you want to explore around here as well. Zenny knows most of what this stuff is. I'm also going to turn off the pixelation, frankly, so we can actually read the text.
Nice and clean, yeah.
This is what modern looks at.
So right now we're
modern enjoyers as well.
So we're basically just sitting in like a default Godot scene right now, but these are doors that'll take you to different scenes that are like cut content from the full game. So I figured it'd be funny to show them off just to kind of give them as an extra incentive to our Patreon. Lady and Carrot here are your support team throughout the game. We didn't see a whole lot of them throughout the run just because we're skipping all the cutscenes, but they're kind of like Bogey's two like main companions. Do you want to go into one in particular and kind of just go through each of them,
That's
or?
up to you. It's I will.
Yeah, let's start with number one, I guess.
Yay.
Combat testing's pretty simple. Like when we were working on rebuilding our combat system to the version it was completed for test flight, this was like our gym. Like this is where Bogey came to test out his new moves and stuff like that. So this is just a simple scene where we can load into. Bogey's here. He can hit a button to spawn an enemy at will. There's two sets of buttons. These blue ones here. Sorry. These will spawn regular enemies, and the red ones, I think, spawn versions of the enemies that have like a huge health bar. So they're good for, yeah, they're just a lot easier to kind of train on and do like longer combos on. And that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, also there's an ammo dispenser there, which when you have like a certain threshold of ammo remaining, it will like open up and you can like smack it to give yourself like a refill.
Yeah, we don't use those in the run because we have a lot of ammo to handle.
Yeah.
Especially with the
You
AP
barely have the
canisters.
gun throughout the
That's
run.
also true, but you know, less so. I want to just go down the line.
Let's save scrapyards for last, because that's like the special
Let's
one.
go into interactable testing. A lot of these are just testing.
This
stuff,
one's fun.
But, yeah, this one's.
There's so much in here. This is like Bark's personal like dev area. Like all the systems he put together were pretty much like assembled in this room. So here you can see the like air rings that you fly through with the afterburner that let you kind of like get like massive speed. Here we've got like the vertical like shortcut system, which is just like a little crane with a winch you kind of reach onto. The buttons were built here, so like yeah.
My game over in the
Hitting
test
those
environment, I'm
buttons
gonna
opens the
crash out
door.
on stream. You said that.
Yeah, there's that platform, that white platform's an elevator test. You got the laser there. You can see like an engine unlock for testing, the map. Like there's just a whole bunch of stuff here, like just a lot, just kind of packed together. But that's pretty much it.
Right. Yeah, there's a few stuff, a few things with like safe zones. So like these are unsafe zones.
Yes.
If you die into the void, you won't spawn back there. We abuse that a little bit in the speedrun, so call that out in specific.
Yeah, we have that specifically so that any areas in the actual game where like we would not want Bogey to be respawning on, like a moving platform or like somewhere where like acid's gonna rise up and it's not gonna be safe if the water fills up that high. Stuff like that. They're like just objectively unsafe zones are marked as such with those colliders. Also, this here is the debug world. This is where Bogey first came to life. So, when we first started on the project in December 2023, it was Ash and I who just had like this one room and Bogey, and he had very little going on. I'm sure there's like video clips that we could pull up somewhere where he can just like do a simple jump. He can just do a simple like glide. The afterburner was like a flat speed thing and it had no stamina and just stuff like that. Like it was such a simplified version of what it is now. Oh, and the placeholder unlock.
Look away! I broke the game. Oops. Right. Yeah, and there's also
there's a cutscene test over here too. Yeah.
This is just the I think default first thing that you get talked to about in the game. We skipped that cutscene, of course, but wow, this is a cutscene. All cutscenes run. Congrats. And then we also see the 3 bosses we defeated. I'm not gonna go fight them again. They're basically identical to how they are in the game themselves.
Yeah.
So shout out to watertest.tsc and anyways,
Yeah.
Let's go into the real sauce of this whole cut content thing. Zenny, you wanna tell everyone what Scrapyards is here?
Well, Carrot speaks Japanese, which is
Well,
probably the most important thing.
Speaking
in this room.
Japanese, quite up.
So this is Scrapyards. This was the original cut first level of the full game. When we were first kind of like cutting our teeth on the level design and what we wanted AEROMACHINA to kind of like have in terms of like level design, this is where we were kind of like figuring it out. So this is not going to be featured in the full game, so we figured we'd just show it here because it's funny and very, very much unfinished. So the whole like premise was going to be that like Bogey starts out in the game crashing like out of the sky into like this warehouse, and he falls through the roof, and then like he's trapped inside this room at like with like some crates blocking the doorway, and he has to go down to the basement to pick up like the first version of his propeller blade to like be able to go back upstairs and hit the stuff to get out. So there's a kind of just this like early like puzzle solving like thing where it's like, oh, you gotta like, you know, get the tool for the job kind of thing. And yeah, like throughout the level there's just a bunch of like unfinished geometry. There's some enemy placements that were kind of like temporary. Some like early sets of like platformer puzzles and stuff like that. Like just a bit of three-dimensionality like in the level design, which is something we wanted to like adopt really early on that we were thankfully able to do for test flight, and obviously will be featured in the full game. It's just that as Bogey like took shape and we tuned his moveset and everything, Scrapyards became less and less of a viable level for him to interact with. It just kind of became like too small for him. Not to say that like the actual like scale of the level is like small, because obviously it's quite huge and very open, but we kind of realized that oh, like, you know, now that like his jump height is a little different and his glide speed is whatever, like, you know, these things don't work so much anymore. So we
I'm turning on...
You can explode Bogey?
No, well, I'll do that at the end, don't worry about it. I'm turning on Infinite
Okay.
Engine so I don't have to worry about overheating.
Yeah, fair. Also, if you go over here, the geometry is largely unfinished. There's like very little edge loops here. And as a result, if you turn on the vertex snapping again, it gets really crazy.
I'll turn this on for the fun.
Because there's not enough vertexes to snap to, so it just kind of bounces like he's having like a Category 8 earthquake.
Yeah. And now I will turn that on.
Yeah, it's intense.
Yeah, this is exploring this around for the first time is pretty funny. Because like I can see semblances of this in the full game. Like even if I would slow down, please, Bogey. Ow, that's a way to stop.
That's one way to slow down, yeah.
Even like if you come off to the side here, there's this this little secret area, and this is like very reminiscent of how like Burial Wings is, how most of the major upgrades in the full game are in Test Flight, I would say, feel, and it's like the whole like everything is a secret, you have to find out how to progress game design is like very apparent with Scrapyards. I feel like it's less so apparent with the final level, just because to simplify it down a little bit, like this is a whole lot of stuff to be going on in the first level of the game.
It was kind of like a playground that would kind of like become more accessible as you gathered upgrades, and that is a philosophy we're going to have in the full game. We're still going to have these kind of like open concept, like expressive levels, but we'll also have like more like congested, like, you know, hallway based stuff like in Test Flight. We'll have something, you know, a little bit of both. Yeah,
striking that balance. Game design is hard, so I don't envy it, but like the platforming is what makes this game so special and fun. So like I appreciate that even in the like earliest level that we have for the game, it is still very apparent that like the platforming comes first. And as a platformer runner,
it was the first thing we were...
Something I appreciate.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
It was definitely the first thing we were working on polishing. Like, even before you could, like, attack enemies proper, like, we were, like, working on perfecting the platforming. I'd say, like, we didn't even start, like, combat in earnest until, like, a year into development. I mean, granted, by that point, it was kind of a part-time hobby thing, but still, like, the platforming came first. Because I feel like that's the most, like, iconic part of Bogey's, like, concept, is that he's a plane, and as a result, he needs to have some cool, like, unique movement.
True, and he sure does. I will say, me and Zenny could talk about this game for hours, I think. We literally did one practice run together, and then we talked for, like, 2 hours. So, we won't spend too much more time here. I think we should get our shout-outs out of the way, and then I'll fly around Scrapyard. Zenny, if you would like to do your shout-outs first, that would be good.
Sure, yeah. So I just want to say, like, first of all, thanks Claus and also Speth for having me on. Thank you to my dev partners, Ash and Bark, our guest composer, Bass Clef, and our key artist, 8-Bit Beetle. And also just want to say thanks to our awesome Discord community and our Patreon supporters for getting us this far. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you, Zenny, for joining me. This was a very, like, hey, do you want to, like, do this? I think it'd be funny type thing. So it was really cool to have you. It's not every day you see DevComs for smaller events like this.
Yeah, no, I was happy to join. Also, I guess I should probably make a call to action. I should probably, like, do my job.
I was gonna do it for you, don't worry.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, please go wishlist and play Test Flight. Wishlist the full game, play Test Flight. This game is a little bit flown under the radar, pun unintentional, I suppose. But it is, like, one of my, like, most anticipated games, which, if you know anything about me, that's a hard list to get on. So please go check it out. It really is a, like, really, really unique, game. I mean, I could talk about it for a long time, but, thank you, Completithon, for taking this run. I kind of submitted this as, like, a, hey, game is cool, thing, and, what do you know, I got accepted. I am really, really excited for when this game comes out, so hopefully you'll see it again, if time is telling. Yeah, I think other than that, you can find me everywhere as shovelclaws. I'm on Twitch, I'm on Blue Sky, I'm on YouTube. I think that'll be it. I have a hosting block during Neopets. Go watch Neopets, it's gonna be fun. That run is also sick, so I'm very excited about it, but thank you all so much for watching, getting the cut content showcase, making me play on a CRT, etc., etc. I appreciate it. And keep donating to Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund. It's a really good cause, especially for, you know, someone who enjoys indie games as much as me. We gotta have more of them in the world. So, you know, keep donating, keep making people able to play, make their own games. It's so cool. And I think with that, let's get out of here. Bye, everyone.
Thanks so much again, Claus, for a showcase of a really cool game. Keep an eye on that one because it sounds like it's still in development. However, I'm super excited to see the full release of this. And shout out to all of the developers out there, not just those of you who are here with us. Shout out to Zenny again, and for those of you in chat, but also to all of the developers who continuously work directly with their speedrunning communities to make their games better. We all really appreciate it, and shout out to all of those indie devs who are invested in those speedrunning communities because, like, come on, it's just so cool to be able to chat with the devs themselves and also make sure that the game is still completely speedrunning friendly and continues to foster the incredible communities that we have around all of these great indie games. So thank you again so much to all the devs out there. And speaking of devs, as mentioned before, we want more devs in the world and we want more indie games, and the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund is doing just that in helping lift up a bunch of incredible developers and developers in training through their many programs. So make sure that you get your donations in to help us support the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund throughout this entire week. All right, that's been it for me. For now, I'll be back later today, but for now, I'm going to pass it off to Tabby as your new host for the upcoming run.
Hi, everybody. I'm back. Thanks for hosting, Speth. It was awesome. But yes, hello, everybody. I'm Tabby, or Tabby Ecstasy. I'm back yet again. I'm excited to be here. I see we have a new incentive open for Children of the Sun. It's Hug the Protagonist versus Save the Frames bid war. Ooh. Chat, you guys get to decide whether we will save the frames or hug the protagonist, which adds about 1 minute to the run. But it closes near the end of the run. We are getting ready for our next round, so if you guys didn't know, Completithon is a charity event dedicated to completionist speedruns. This includes 100% all collectibles, or even categories where you collect all of a specific collectible, such as all red berries, all shrines, just to name a few. If you're interested in getting involved or finding out more, make sure to join our Discord and follow us on Twitter to get more updates about future events. All right. We're getting ready for our next run. Sweet. All right, everybody, we are ready with our next run. Our next run is going to be Johann. I'm so excited. Leah, take it away.